And welcome to another Down the Rabbit Hole video. This is another food video, kind of like the last one I did where I was eating potatoes like the Martian, because I'm eating potatoes again, but a little bit differently this time around. This time we're talking about potato chips, and specifically these Sunchip brand. Now, these are a healthy alternative. They're made of like corn and wheat and stuff, and so they're not really technically potato chips. But I will be eating some others as part of this experiment here. So let me just set this up for you. Back in 2012, I was watching Real Time with Bill Maher. He was really outraged and saying so on his show with a bag of these Sunchips that up in Canada, they've decided to make their packaging for these Sunchips much more environmentally friendly. It'll actually break down when you throw it in the garbage landfill. And that's awesome and fantastic, but down here in the U.S., we're really annoyed because the companies have decided not to carry this bag. Why? Because it crinkles too loud. What a bunch of crazy people. Why don't you want to save the environment? Why does the fact that the bag crinkles too loud annoy you? That was sort of his line, or the angle of his conversation. And I was thinking, is it really that bad? I'm going to get a bag of this Sunchips and try it out. And I do remember opening the bag up, and it was really, really loud. But I thought, well, what's the big deal? And just that, well, okay, that was that, and kind of moved on from then. But I thought, well, now that I've got this YouTube channel where I do food videos, I want to just measure exactly how loud these bags are. Now, a couple of interesting things. I can't find plain old Sunchips anymore. These ones are Harvest Cheddar, and the other one is in a green package. It's for, I don't know, French onion dip or something like that. I can't find just regular garden variety plain Sunchips anymore. And I find that strange, a strange coincidence. Also, I have a feeling, as I hold this bag, this may not be the crinkly stuff anymore. So I just wonder if there's been some conspiracy, if you will, to actually undo what Sunchips was trying about 4 years ago. Have they changed their mind and only you can get the cheddar and the French onion dip type, and you can't get plain Sunchips anymore? Because I seem to remember the crinkly bag, when they were first launching them, they were only available on the plain, like the regular black bag. I've looked it up online. The black bag is now blue. But you can't get that, at least not in any of the stores. And I've looked everywhere for a blue, regular old bag of Sunchips. Cannot find them. So I have a feeling there's something up here. But anyway, what we're actually doing a video about here is just how loud is the bag. Now, to properly experiment with this, I actually got an app on my device here that is a little dB reader. Like, it'll actually tell us just how loud sound is, and you can see it's kind of going up and down there. What do we got here? This is, we're sitting at about 70 or 80 dB. I'm hoping that's coming through on the camera there. So what I'm going to do, well, first of all, let me say absolutely nothing, and I'll show you that it does actually measure sound. There it goes, just kind of picking up the regular background hum of the room. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip open this bag and just see how many dBs does this thing measure. How high does this actually get, the loudness of this bag? Oops, well, none of it turns off like that. Anyway, so yeah, let's try that out. Now, to properly experiment here, I've got my Sunchips, I've got my decibel reader, I've also got some other potato chips. This is what I was saying earlier, how we've really got some real potato chips to try out here. These are just garden variety. These are Old Dutch, which is a brand up here in Canada. It's been around forever. And these are kind of your standard silver foil style regular old potato chips. So I'm going to rip open the Sunchips, measure it with the decibel reader. I'm going to rip open the Old Dutch potato chips, and I've even got another bag standing by as kind of a further part of the experiment. And let's just see which bag is louder. So let me get this all set up. So there is the room, about as quiet as I can get it. I don't know if you noticed, it was around 30 decibels there. Now that I'm talking, we're up in the 60 to 70 range, sometimes maxing out at 80. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the Old Dutch potato chips as kind of our standard beginning bag here. And I'm going to rip it open. Now, obviously, when I grab the bag, in fact, let me do it now. A lot of crinkling involved already. So what I'm going to do is get ready to rip it open and try my best to keep an eye on the meter and see just what level of noise it is as I rip it open. We're down to about 30. Next time I rip is going to be what we're going to measure for the peak. Okay, so that looked to me about 80 or so. I'm going to back up. Once I've actually done this footage, I'm going to back up the tape, or the recording, sorry, and actually put down below what the actual number was upon ripping the bag. And yes, as you can see, potato chips inside. And now let's try out the sunchips bag. I'll get it standing by. I don't think it's as loud though. Anyway, I'll be quiet for a second, let that flatline, and then we'll see if it reaches 80. That almost, I think that, yeah, it reached 90. I don't know if you saw it there. It is 10 decibels higher. And there's the sun chip. Now, unfortunately, our fridge just turned on, so this has gone from 31 to 35 for background sound, so, oh well. But that's still pretty quiet. For my final bag, just as a comparison, just to give us a third dog in the race, I got another bag of chips. These ones are Doritos, but these ones are actually, because I thought, well, I wanted to get something with a Canadian twist to it, hence the Old Dutch potato chips. I saw that we have this limited time only ketchup flavor Doritos, and ketchup flavor is a big thing up here in Canada. So when I saw the Doritos bag, I thought, oh yeah, let's get a third bag in here. You know, just to make sure we've had as wide a variety of different types of bags and potato chips that I can muster. I guess, I don't know. Doritos, well, they're tortillas, so they're corn chips. But again, we're just testing the bags here anyway. Right. I'm going to wait for the decibel reader to kind of flatline, and then we're going to rip open Doritos and just see how loud it is compared to the other two. $86. Okay, you know what? Let's have a Dorito ketchup flavored chip. So there we go. That is sort of my experiment successfully drawn to a conclusion. Both the Old Dutch and the Doritos only hit about roughly 80 for a peak whenever we were doing the ripping open of the bag. The sunchips bag, though, definitely was louder at 90. Now, I think a 10 decibel increase, that is a significant amount of volume. The strange thing, though, is that this does not feel like the same material that I tried when I first got that very crinkly black bag of a couple of years ago. This seems like a different type of material, but it does crinkle louder than these other two. So, yeah, I guess it is louder material still. Okay, so yeah, as I say, experiment successful. This is a louder, more crinkly bag than those standard other bags of potato chips. Again, like I say, it doesn't feel like the other material, and I don't have an easy way to recall exactly what it felt like. It was Like a garbage bag, sort of softer bag feeling, but with these reinforced stripes as part of the material. And this bag doesn't have that. So this may not necessarily be the more crinkly bag, although it's clearly 10 decibels higher, so there's got to be something to it. And also, like I say, it's very odd that I can't find just regular old sunchips anymore. It's strictly the cheddar and the French onion dip type that I can buy nowadays. And when researching all of this, I know that the Sunchips company had decided that we're only going to do it with their plain standard black, or what is now the blue bag. I can't find that blue bag anywhere, so I don't know if there was like some movement to take it off the shelves. This experiment failed. We're not going to do the environmentally friendly bag anymore. I could maybe, when I'm finished eating these Sunchips, maybe I will put this into like a compost heap and just see how many years it takes to break down. But I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, then. Until the next time, we'll see you down the rabbit hole.